Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with some more Elder Scrolls Online. In the last video, we took a look at the beginner level 1 to 5 experience. Here in this video, I'd like to go a little more in depth and actually focus on the crafting system in this game. It's rather interesting and fairly robust, and a system that I was actually surprised by once I dove into it, how interesting I thought it was. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. In ESO, there are 6 crafting professions: blacksmithing, clothing, woodworking, alchemy, enchanting, and provisioning. Now with these professions, there are no requirements and no prerequisites. You do not have to specialize in any 2 or 3 of the 6. You have access to all of them at any time. In fact, there's nothing special you need to do to gather. The mining of ore, the chopping of logs, the picking of flowers, no tools are required. There are no prerequisites. You can gather all the materials for all of the professions and craft all 6 at any given time. Now I want to focus starting off here on blacksmithing. Blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking all function in a similar manner. We're going to focus on blacksmithing, but realize that clothing and woodworking work the same way as well. These 3 crafting professions are broken down into 4 aspects: creation, improvement, extraction, and research. Starting in creation, it is the most simple, the ability to make things. Now in blacksmithing, you can make melee weapons and heavy armor. So how it's going to work is you select a type of weapon to start off with. You have access to all of the different types at the start of the game. The thing that determines the quality of weapon that you're making are the materials you're putting into it. So starting off, we just have iron ingots. The more iron ingots you use, it will increase the level of the weapon or armor as well as the stats. So every time I add an iron ingot, we get a higher level weapon or armor with better stats on it. You can also select a style. Now you start off with only access to your race's style. This is just a visual thing, and you can unlock the visual styles of the other races as you play throughout the game. There's also a trait system, and we're gonna get back to that when we go into the research tab. Traits are basically bonuses that you can add when you are crafting weapons or armor. Now with any weapon or armor that you've crafted or anything that you have in your inventory, you have the ability to upgrade it through improvement. This upgrade is a rarity upgrade, so you can start off with a normal weapon and then upgrade it to fine, superior, epic, and legendary. The issue is though, these can fail. The more tempers you use, the greater chance of success you have. If it fails, you lose the item. Next, we've got extraction. This is the breaking down or deconstruction of any weapons, armor, or raw materials. You can take a weapon or piece of armor that's in your inventory, break it down to the base materials, such as iron ingots. In terms of the raw materials, this allows you to take your ores and transfer them into ingots. And then finally, we have the research tab. Research is again another way of pulling something from an item that you have so that you can gain a benefit to it. So you can take an item in your inventory that has a particular trait, you break it down, and after a lengthy waiting time while the research is being done, you will then be able to permanently apply that trait to any future items that you craft. Now, as I mentioned at the top of the video, both clothing and woodworking function the exact same way in terms of creation, improvement, extraction, and research. You're just making different things. In clothing, you can make medium and light armor, and then in woodworking, you can make ranged weapons, staffs, and shields. The next crafting profession, alchemy, is the ability to make potions. It's rather simple. You combine 1 solvent, such as water, and 2 reagents, such as flowers or mushrooms, and this allows you to make a potion, be it a health potion, a mana potion, or any particular buff that you could get. Enchanting allows you to create glyphs which are used for item enhancement. It's done rather simply. There is the creation and extraction. In creation, you combine 3 runes, a potency, essence, and aspect rune, and those put together will give you a glyph, which is again used to enhance weapons or armor. There's also the ability to break down any glyphs that you currently have and pull some runes from it. And then finally, we have got provisioning, or the creation of food and drinks. Ingredients for provisioning are found off of NPCs or by collecting from boxes, barrels, and crates, and this basically allows you to cook and brew. You can cook breads and pies, soups and stews, and brew beverages. All of these things just provide temporary buffs for your character. And that is going to do it, guys, for our introduction to crafting in the Elder Scrolls Online. I do apologize for being as brief as I am with this video and the last one, but again, with the current NDA restrictions, the lift that we have is very restricted, and we're only allowed to show so much. So far I've shown 10 minutes. I've got another 5 minutes of gameplay footage that I can show. I'm thinking about showing off a little bit of a dungeon. We'll see what happens, though. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I gotta say now, I'm only sitting around level 8, which comes out to around 8 hours of playtime in the game, but I'm enjoying what I've played so far. It's been a pretty good time. So stay tuned for more Elder Scrolls Online coverage coming up in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.